After watching this video, you'll become a master of colors. You'll know how to select colors and how you could make all your colors work together to create a coherent and good looking design. First of all, before we start, I would like to say that this design file, the uncolored version, you can see this is in black and white, is fully available for free via the link in the description. I want you to go and grab this file and maybe follow along or try it yourself. We're going to be focusing on how we can create color choices, color palettes, and how we can work with colors, but you need to practice. So without practice, you won't get the hang of it. Again, let's start. So obviously, you can see that this design is completely black and white. Now, we have made this decision through choice, not by accident. In the previous tutorial series, we have created this design where we focused on creating a monochromatic design. Today, I would like to show you how we can take this design and change it to an actual colored website. Okay, so let's just duplicate this. Okay, it's much easier to see the difference. So I would give this a suffix of colored. Okay, so let's see. So where do we start? The first thing that you have to focus on is brand identity. So for example, we have created this website for a client, for a freelancing platform. So it's an agency that connects developers with clients, right? So what is the brand of this, um, the brand identity of this company? So most of the time when we work with freelancers, money, clients, stuff like that, you work with green. This is evident in websites like Upwork, Fiverr. So you want to show green because green is the color of money, and it sets up some sort of psychological pattern in our brain that makes uh, it work well with these kinds of websites. So first, let's create or select our color. So I'm going to create a new page and I'm going to call it brand guide. And let's just create a frame here. Let's call it main. So I'm going to create a square. Let's go 100 by 100. Doesn't matter. Let's give it a corner radius just to stay organized. And now let's pick out our color. Okay, so you can just pick out the color here. First, let's go to the green section. Okay, this is more of a lime than actually green. This is also a green, but it does really induce money, business, stuff like that. When we get to the section between green and blue, that's what we want. So I would go around here, go just some blue here. Okay, and this will be probably our color. Since it's light, we can just make it in a border. So I'm gonna add this to our color palette. We can say brand, and this is pretty light, so I'm gonna say brand 700. 700 just means how light it is. This is a convention I like to use. So we have this color, okay? So and color. So now we're gonna be sparkling to our website. How are we gonna do that? Okay, so we have our main color. Uh, After that, that's step one, by the way. After we select our main color, we should select two more colors, which are automatically obvious and are the same for every design. Those two colors are white, full white, which is, let's just save it as white 900 as it is the lightest possible color, and black, right? So full black again. So we're gonna call this black 100 because it's the darkest possible color. Sorry, black 100. So this is color, sorry, black color, and this is white color. So these are the three primary colors we're going to be starting off. Notice that I said primary. Now we have to duplicate this, okay? We have our brand color. We can center this a bit more, actually. Okay. So we have our brand color. Now our brand color needs shades. We will select two shades, okay? The first shade will be the lighter shade. Now this is pretty light, so I'm not sure I'm going to be using it, but it's good to know. So we're going to be selecting some sort of lighter shade. I think this is good. This works well, even if we need it at some point. Then we can say this is brand 900. This is at most the darkest we could go. By the way, this is videos for beginners, so I'm not going to be focusing on multiple color brand design. So maybe your website, maybe the company you're working for has two main colors. Maybe you have blue and orange, maybe you have red and green. But this we're going to be focusing on one color and how we can work through that. Okay, again, let's duplicate this. And now let's pick out a darker color. So somewhere around here, looks pretty dark and looks like it works. So here, this is brand 900 and this is brand 100. Okay. So hopefully you pick up on the naming convention. So brand color, brand light color, and this will be brand dark color. Okay, so we have all the colors we need. So we are not gonna deviate from these colors. Okay, we will restrict ourselves and we're gonna be using only these colors. Saying that, you in a UI design, this is just a landing page. In a UI design, you might have red, okay, to indicate errors or danger. Those are another set of colors. We're gonna be, maybe in the future, I'm gonna make a video on those. But today we're going to be focusing on brand colors and how you can create landing pages, um, not full UIs. Okay, so let's continue. First thing we have to do is we have to select. Okay, we have to select our white color for our background. I would like this to be a light themed website, so I will select white as the background of our website. Okay, great, we have selected white, so one down. Always I would recommend starting from the background. Then I would like to use a background that is specific only for the hero section. Okay, I'm just gonna drag a square. This is not the best way of doing it. In reality, you would use a frame in Figma, and there are some Figma tricks you would use, but I'm just gonna make this simple, and I'm gonna keep focusing only on the colored part. So we're gonna name this hero BG. Okay, sorry, let's just correct the naming convention, hero BG. Now I'm gonna put it back. Okay, again, I'm gonna put this back too. Okay, so we have this hero background. We can put this up here, and we could work with that too, but for now, let's just remove the grids. Okay, let's just focus on remove the grids and let's just focus on the actual. So for some reason it's not working, but let's just focus on the actual colors instead of the grid system. I'm just going to move them just to make it simpler to work with. Okay, here. So we want the background here to be a different color than white. So when you choose an off color background, what you would like to do is not select black or is not selecting your other colors, but you want to go specifically to either your brand color, your primary brand color, or the darkest color of your brand. In this case, I would like there to be a clear distinction between the white, the light color here, and the uh, between the hero section. So I would use brand 100. Okay. Okay, we're gonna be fixing the color, so don't worry. I know this looks like ugly now. Then let's just go through and work with the contrast. So contrast is one thing you focus on when you're selecting colors, okay? Contrast is how visible are your elements. So obviously this black is not so visible on this darker color. So what we would like to do is we want to go here and change the black to white, which makes it much more visible. Okay, let's just change the text color, and also here let's just change the black to white and the white to this color because it's the design of the logo. Don't have to worry about that. So this is our logo, right? You can move here. Okay, we have black, we change it to white. We have gray. Okay, this is another thing we want to. So you can use shades of the black and white. So we have in our design guide, we have used white and black, okay? But you can use shades of black and white. You would like to restrict yourself from using too many shades, but you can use shades. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just select uh, gray 600 and I'm gonna make them a lighter shade, okay? Okay, so then I'm gonna make this gray, maybe this is a bit light, so maybe gray 800 would work nice here. Okay, then here we have a call to action, a button. So this is very important. When you are creating call to actions, you want them to stand out. You want a sort of pop. For that reason, we would like to, from everything here, we would like this button to stand out. So that is where we use our brand color. We use our brand color and we make the text white with black for maximum contrast. Also, probably we should use our brand color for the logo, which I forgot. Okay, so you see that we already are getting there. So when you look here, not only that you are uh, creating a color scheme that is constant, that is consistent, and that looks not off, but just right. But you are also creating, what you are also creating is, you are also creating a brand identity. So this shouts like success, productivity, clients, freelancers. This says it even when you as you look at it. So we're gonna continue. Okay, let's select here. Let's just go here and select the black, make it white again. Select the gray 600, make it gray 800. Here to okay. Again, we're gonna be doing the same thing. Select the black, brand, the white would be black. Here, go white. Okay, so this is our button, secondary button. The design is coming to life. We're going to be looking at it in a moment. Okay, so again, so we want to select here the select blacks and make it white. select the gray 600 and make it into our gray 800. Also, we want to select the white and make it black. Okay, so this white, maybe we could try to make this color. Okay, so now again, contrast, right? So if we decide on this, some things have to change. First of all, the border doesn't work well with it. So maybe we could make the border this color. That looks great. Uh, then we would like to maybe select the whites and make it back to black because you work with, I can make this white or black. So, okay, now we would like to make this black. Okay, but we would like to make this another sort of dark gray. Okay, now this is a darker gray. We can say, uh, sorry, we can not here, but we can go over here and take gray 200. Now, we have made these images to be black and white just by reducing the saturation. But uh, we can keep it, okay? Maybe we want our website to still be monochromatic in relation to images. Or maybe you can make it colorful, okay? We can maybe select the image and see if color works well. So just sometimes your eyes just speak out loud. Does this work is the question. Maybe we could add a border to the image and see, we can add a stroke with a color brand here. Okay, maybe it works, maybe it works. So I'm just gonna add the brand here and I'm gonna try it out. So it's an eye test, okay? You want to know what works and what doesn't based on feel. Our human eyes and our human brains are trained to know what appeals to us, okay? So this is sometimes design is just that. Sometimes it's something that you just feel. And I really do like that. I do like the image being colored. Okay, so now let's just focus here on the trust symbol section. I'm gonna make the grays not brand, but so the idea was by making uh, these a different color. The idea was we would like to make them less contrasty. So what we would like to do is we want to, this is not an actual color choice or not in part of our color palette. Instead, it's sort of an opacity thing where you select the current background and you just make it fade away. Okay, so maybe you can make it like this, or maybe we can make it lighter. I think lighter works a bit well here. So you will not be saving that. So this is just for the background. And we can select the, make it white. Okay, we can select this here and make it white. And this should be the, okay, so this is the active symbol. So that is high contrast, but the rest are low contrast. Okay, let's see how our designs look. So we started here, right? And we moved to here. So now our design doesn't look cheap with just random colors sparkled in, but it looks professional. We have a consistent and a visibly consistent design selection and palette, and we can move on. So this is already looking great. Let's work here, okay? Let's just finish here. This works like the previous part, okay? So this the black and white part here, I'm not going to change. The GitHub logo is the same as how it's supposed to be. And here we would like to just change the background from the gray. Here we would like to make it maybe, okay, so that's the border. We can keep the border for now. And maybe the background from gray here. That seems nice. And we could change from black to the dark one. Nice, from gray to the brand. And okay, this is another rule, okay? So in design, first you want to have black and white, okay? So that's the maximum contrast. You can't go wrong with that. But you also want to sparkle in color. That's now if I made this fully uh if I made this fully the brand color, that won't make sense and won't particularly look good. But if I keep this white and just sparkle in those color like accents, then we have something that resembles like consistency, that the colors are not overwhelming the user, right? Now we could also do the same to the images where we just increase their contrast. So I'm gonna do that here. Uh, Obviously you maybe won't want to watch me go through all the images, so I'm just gonna pause the video and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna come back. Okay, so we are back here. We have gave the saturation back to the images. Now we could also go over here and give this last one saturation. Okay, great. Let's move on. I think this section, just let's change this one actually, just to make it consistent. So the pill containers have a consistent color, so we can make this, right, so the black, okay, we can make this the brand. We can select this and make it the brand and this to the brand. Okay, okay, great. The reason I'm not changing this, by the way, is because it's the default GitHub logo, so there's nothing to change. Also, we can sparkle in maybe here. Maybe you can make this. I see potential to make this. Instead, maybe you could select both of them and add a stroke to it. Nah, maybe that doesn't work. Probably that doesn't work. Maybe you could just give it a brown color. Does this look good? No, probably. So again, it's just about eyeing your design and seeing what works and what doesn't. And by just looking at it, I just decided that this works much better when it's in black, so I'm just gonna keep it there. Okay, again, we could contrast the sections, right? So this is without color, and this is with color. Again, real professional minimalism is the key here. Let's work on this section too. Again, so there are, where do we put in our colors? First of all, I would like to select the images, right? We have been doing this again and again, so that should come to you like automatically, that we have to give the color, the contrast to our images. Okay, then another tip I can give you is that you should look into accents. So what are accents? Accents are basically parts of the design which are interesting for visual interest. Okay, so for example, this is an accent. So the idea here was that this is a counter which will go through all the categories. So how can we make this accent work? Very simple. So it had two colors. The one color is the unfilled parts, and the other color is this part. So again, I'm just following the principles, okay? So the unfilled parts would be our brand, and the darker parts will be the filled part. Very simple. Okay. Again, what other accents are here? Straight away, I can see that there are stars, right? Sparkled all over here. Again, let's just remove the grid system. So we would like to work with the stars. So let's make this star. Uh, does this work? Okay, I think this works. It's low contrast, but I think this works great. Again, so we can just go over and select them all. Okay, it's hard to select. We can select this and make this here too. Again, just looking for assets. So we also have stars here. Maybe you can select it. Okay, again, just focus on the accents. So what other accents are here? Um, I don't see any shapes or other things, but what could be colored? What could make the design interesting? Right away, I'm just focusing here. Okay, maybe the price could do with some color. So I'm not sure. I'm not always sure. So I can just go and see if it works. Obviously, it doesn't work. Low contrast. Uh, yeah, I don't really like that. So I'm just gonna keep it here. I really like how this turned out. So I think there's a pop of color, okay? So you just need the pop. You don't need the actual design to be overwhelming with color. You don't want it to be so bright that your users close their eyes. Just a pop of color. Again, we can just contrast them here. This was before color, and this is with color. Okay, before we reveal the whole website, we finally finish off with the footer, which should be very, very simple. Again, with the footer, we were using a different color to separate it from the light theme here into a darker tone. So we can just do the same. We can go and make it dark. So the same thing we have done up there. So we could go over here and just change this from white to the bright colors. Okay. Oh, again, change this from black 600 to maybe we could use this here. So that color actually came in handy. So can we here maybe, yeah, here probably we can use it here too. It's a pop of color which works well. Okay, yeah, I like that. I really like that. Okay, okay, then let's just focus on the. Okay, we can actually copy and paste it here. Okay, we can copy the call to actions and paste them here. Shift R. By the way, replace while pasting is Control Shift R. I know some of you are not familiar with the Figma shortcut, so again here we finish off with, we can maybe use the, yeah, okay, and the content should be gray 800, which we've been using, and this is very simple, very simple. Again, we have removed the grid, and I think this looks fine too. But this is another video. We're going to be creating a dark theme video, and maybe I'll use it there. Uh, so the design is done. This is the design. Obviously, this looks a bit better because of the grid. We can maybe try to work with the grid here, but maybe let's try to put in the grid back. Just change the grids from this color. I'm not sure, from this to make this 0%. And make the grids instead of black. Okay, we can again select this. No, so actually select this. Does this work well? Maybe it does, maybe. Okay, anyway, the point of this video was to actually show you how you can select your colors. So let's just recap before watching the differences. The first thing we have done is we have selected a brand color. Second thing, we have selected our blacks and whites, which are always common. Then we have selected a light theme for this brand color and a dark theme for this brand color. We have gone through changing a background. We have spoken on how you use your colors complementarily. We have spoken about contrast, okay? So contrast, this should be visible and relative to its background. We have also spoken about eyeing your design, just deciding by just looking at your design and seeing what works and what doesn't. Uh, we have also spoken about some off colors which are not in your palette but depend solely on the background. Uh, we have spoken on how you may keep your elements consistent. Okay, so if we used a full contrast image here, we should also use it here. If we use this style for pill-shaped containers, we should use it here too. Then we have spoken on how we use accents, and how we can sparkle in our brand color in those accents. So here, for example, we have changed this time indicator and we have sparkled in color within our star here. Finally, we have spoken, this is actually very basic. Let's remove this. We have spoken on, we have just done the same thing we have done before. We have followed the principle and finished the footer section. So final before and after here is this. By the way, if you want to learn how we created such a layout, how we came up for the ideas, how we created a bento grid section, how we selected images, made them work with a monochromatic color scheme, how we created this grid system too. Many things are covered in the previous tutorial series on the channel. You could just go over and check it out, where we created a modern landing page. So then this is our color design. Okay, obviously I really like this, like how the greens complement each other to work with the brand identity. So not obvious, not just looks, but feels. Okay, this feels actually like some freelance websites. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you learned something from it. Again, please go grab the free design file from the description below and work on it. Try to understand it. Try to change, maybe instead of green, maybe you could try to do some other color. Maybe you could try to go with blue. Okay, then not that. Instead, this. Maybe you could go with blue and see how it works. Purple, anyway, anything you want. Just practice. You have to practice. So the design file is completely free. Practice. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, bye.